The storm is rising in South Africa tonight as Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, the fearless KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner, stands accused of speaking too boldly, while ANC veteran Tony Nyengeni steps into the arena, defending him with words that could ignite a firestorm in Parliament. The clash between integrity, corruption, and political agendas has never felt so raw, so urgent, and so personal. For those unfamiliar with the unfolding drama, here's the backdrop. Mkhwanazi, a man long respected for his tough stance on crime, recently revealed that some members of the South African Police Service may themselves be deeply entangled in criminal networks. His words, shocking but not surprising to ordinary citizens, have sent shockwaves through Parliament. Instead of backing him, the Portfolio Committee on Police demanded that he appear before them to justify his remarks. And now, Tony Nyengeni, one of the ANC's most seasoned and controversial veterans, has come forward in his defense. His message is simple yet thunderous. Mkhwanazi is doing his job by chasing criminals, and the real question is not why he spoke out, but why criminals inside the system are allowed to thrive. The story cuts deeper than one man's testimony. For years, citizens have whispered what Mkhwanazi said aloud, that some officers are not defenders of the people, but collaborators with syndicates. From drug dealers in Durban to hitmen operating in Johannesburg, many South Africans have felt the painful sting of a system corrupted from within. Mkhwanazi's statement was not just an accusation, it was a mirror held up to a nation already bruised by mistrust. His refusal to stay silent has made him a target of political pressure, yet it has also positioned him as a figure of rare courage. Why does this matter? Because trust in SAPS is already at an all-time low. Communities plagued by violent crime, hijackings, and killings often say they fear the police as much as the criminals. For many, Mkhwanazi's words confirm what they've suspected, that the line between protector and predator is dangerously blurred. Tony Nyengeni's intervention changes the story's energy. Known for his sharp tongue and fierce defense of accountability, Nyengeni asked the piercing question, Mkhwanazi must account for what? He is chasing criminals, that's his job. The criminals must account for crimes they committed. His statement resonates not just as defense of a man, but as an indictment of a system that punishes whistleblowers while shielding the corrupt. Civil society organizations have stepped in as well, urging Parliament to investigate the claims instead of silencing them. They argue that if Mkhwanazi's words hold truth, then South Africa is not just facing criminal syndicates on the streets, it is facing criminal syndicates in uniform. The situation forces us to ask, is this truly about accountability, or about protecting a fragile political image? Why summon a man for exposing wrongdoing, rather than summoning those implicated in it? Ordinary South Africans feel the weight of this contradiction. Imagine being a mother in Umlotsi, praying your child makes it home safely from school, only to learn that the very people meant to guard your streets may be working with the same drug lords destroying your community. The fear is real. The anger is real. And Mkhwanazi's words gave that anger a voice. Parliament's reaction, however, suggests discomfort. For them, a senior police commissioner openly pointing fingers within the ranks risks exposing rot that could destabilize an already fragile system. To citizens, though, this is precisely the moment when truth must come before image. Nyengeni's stance is bold. In defending Mkhwanazi, he is not just standing for one man but calling out an entire culture of scapegoating those who dare to speak out. His statement has sparked heated debate online, with hashtags trending around police corruption, justice, and political accountability. Did you expect this twist? That instead of applauding a man for confronting criminality, leaders would attempt to drag him into hearings, while an ANC veteran rises from the shadows to say, let him do his job? The reactions have been intense. On social media, many hail Mkhwanazi as a hero, comparing his courage to the rare figures who dared to expose state capture during its darkest days. Others, however, argue that even whistleblowers must provide evidence and accountability. The divide is sharp, and it reflects the broader fracture in South African society between faith in institutions and faith in individuals. The consequences ahead are massive. If Mkhwanazi stands firm, he could become a lightning rod for nationwide demands to clean up SAPS. If Parliament pushes back too hard, it risks appearing complicit in silencing truth-tellers. And if his words are ignored altogether, the message to criminals within the force will be clear: carry on unchecked. How would your community respond if this happened there? If the very people sworn to defend you were suspected of colluding with your enemies, would you remain silent or demand action? This moment is more than a political squabble. It's about life and death, trust and betrayal, hope and despair. Every South African who has lost a loved one to violence feels it in their bones. Every youth harassed at a police checkpoint feels the weight of suspicion. Every family forced to lock themselves behind gates at night feels the sting of injustice. And yet, within the chaos, there is a spark. Mkhwanazi's refusal to stay quiet and Nylanhla's refusal to let him be silenced remind us that courage still exists in leadership. Their stand tells South Africans that truth-tellers may bend under pressure, but they cannot be broken if the people stand behind them. Do you believe justice has really been served in South Africa, or is this another chapter where leaders escape consequences while citizens suffer? The coming weeks will decide the answer. Will Parliament listen to the truth, or bury it under political spin? Will Mkhwanazi be celebrated for his integrity, or punished for his honesty? Will Nylanhla's defense spark a movement, or fade as another headline in a weary nation? One thing is certain: South Africa is watching, listening, and waiting. The cries for justice cannot be muted forever. If you believe voices like Mkhwanazi's must be heard, hit the like button right now. Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you see him as a hero or as a man who spoke too soon? And don't forget to subscribe for more powerful real-life stories that expose corruption, demand justice, and shine a light on the truth. Because the fight for accountability in South Africa is far from over. It is only just beginning.